Hey everybody, this is Edward with Winter, and we should actually probably get that off camera so
True.
we don't get too
Demonetized.
demonetized. Yes. Um, we're doing our first co-op paint and chat session with how bad this can possibly get. Yeah. So,
yeah.
it'll be all kinds of fun. And then to make things even worse while we're painting, we're going to be using the Once Upon a Time deck card game to create plot lines while we try and drop a story while painting and using, comments from you guys. And yeah, let's see how screwed up of a story we can put together. Because I think we could put together one heck of a screwed up story. So yeah, how have you guys doing this weekend? What great things are you guys up to today, tomorrow? Let us all know as we put this stuff together. If you get the chance to play this game with your family, it's really fun. You guys build a story together, and by taking turns or taking over, trying to get to your own personal ending, and just seeing how twisted of a story we can get. And yeah, it should be all kinds of fun. So Winter, what are you painting today?
I got 5 Skitarii Vanguard
Nice.
that have been sitting on my desk. Well, not even sitting on my desk. I've been sitting in my box for like 6 months now.
Gotcha.
The something about commission painter and your models look like this, so mine can look like this.
Yes. You get to deal with all that kind of fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then I, of course, am trying to finish up these Carnomorphs for Nemesis so we can have them on stream. So that's always going to be fun. And as always, as we start streams on Sword and Fortress, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Showing that self-love. All of that good stuff. Giggity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got to get the giggity on.
Make sure you are good, physically and mentally.
Yes. All right. So maybe, just maybe, I can get my stuff up and running. Because heaven forbid I start a Twitch with, everything prepared.
Oh. That's possible?
I know, right? So, that's an interesting combination of tastes. Frostbite Mountain Dew with creamsicle rum. That's
See, I think I should be the one drinking the Frostbite. I mean,
yeah, you are Winter. Yeah.
What's my what's my studio?
This is true. You should be probably the one drinking the Frostbite. Fortunately, I don't think they make it in ways. Because I think it's just the regular.
And the regular Mountain Dew is like a molasses covered brick to the face.
Ugh, yeah. All right, so a couple more things to get ready. Poor Winter got to experience his first game of War Search today.
Oh, I wasn't the first to go out.
No, you weren't.
But mistakes were made.
Yes, mistakes were made. It got interesting. Dallin True continued to prove how much of a badass he is with his homebrew army.
Oh, yeah. And poor Ed.
Yeah, dude. I even set myself up nicely to where I was going to sit in a corner and force these guys to come to me. And since it was a 3-player game, I figured, cool, they'll kill each other and then I'll just mop at the rest. No, that's not what happened.
No.
I should have stayed in my little corner. Mistakes were made on many scales. All right. So let's pull out my weird assortment of painting. As I'm sure it'll drive Winter nuts.
I mean, those were the brushes I started with, those triangle ones.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah. Fun fact, I started painting just because I didn't want gray. I had no intention on making them look good.
Yeah. I painted due to severe peer pressure.
I mean, I have no idea where any of that could have come from at all.
No
I'm
idea
only
whatsoever.
supportive.
Yes. Completely supportive, no peer pressure whatsoever. None. Yes, you among a couple other people were completely supportive with no peer pressure, no threats, no nothing. Just straight up, you can do this, Ed. Paint.
You got this, Ed.
Yeah.
We'll teach you.
Yeah. Nothing to do with threats of, half the battle bunker disappearing to get painted over a couple weeks. None of that ever occurred. All right, there is.
Oh, look at that. White over black and almost the first coat.
There you go. I have such a hard time with white.
So, where did I put my paint? The trick is heavy body white. Don't buy GW. Don't buy the Vallejo is good, but heavy body white. Like,
oh, Jim the dad demands hydration, so I think this dehydrates.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, snap, crackle, pop.
Yes.
May the fun never stop.
Don't you love how we just keep getting older?
I know, right?
Everything stops working.
And you're older than me.
I know. I'm the fucking old man of the group.
By a whopping, 5 years?
Something like that. All right, let me know when you start feeling chilly, and we'll turn the heater on, because I never feel chilly, so...
I'm good.
Yeah. All right, and then we will put this up to where you can see comments, too.
Oh, yeah, I actually got them over here, too.
Oh, nice. Sweet. There we go. All right, so here's what we're going to be doing us towards the Once Upon a Time Let's Screw With Us. We're going to start by drawing out 4 cards, seeing what that started off with us. Yeah, I know. But you know what? You've only got 18 on top of me, and as we both get older, that's a smaller and smaller margin. Just putting that out there. So we'll start off with 4 cards, set up our story, and we'll take it from there. So,
bed chamber.
So we're starting in a bed chamber.
Do we start with our teenage years?
And there's something hidden. Something imprisoned. And it's a sea serpent.
I mean, it is consensual, so.
It is consensual. It is. Okay, so once upon a time in a bed chamber, there was a hidden imprisoned sea serpent. Do you want to take it from there, or do you want me to start us off?
I'll let you start us off.
Okay, let me think about this, because this can just go. Wow, I mean, I knew things were going to go bad, but like right off of the draw.
It could not be tamed. Could not be contained.
Yeah.
It would find its way out of that sock.
Yeah, no, it had to come off of the draw. Okay. All right.
Oh, that's horrible.
All right, let me get my paintbrush wet while I stall for time, as I also struggled to get my mind out of the gutter on this. Watered? What do you mean by watered, Hermione? Oh, waterbed. Oh, this is okay. That's a good turn. I like that. I like that. It was a hidden sea serpent in the waterbed of the bed chamber.
Didn't we see that on the Goofy movie?
I think we saw something very similar. I'm sure we did.
Probably. We were, we did grow up in the 90s, so.
Yes, 80s and 90s.
So, I'm going to go like this because I just about drank paint water.
Yeah, don't drink paint water.
And by drinking paint water, I almost washed out my brush and sugar and...
Yep.
Sugar.
Sugar and sugar. Okay, so let's get this started. So, and feel free to take over at any point, and we'll draw cards randomly.
All right,
so...
And you gotta go with the theme of the music. Okay. Definitely.
So let's just not talk about how readily available the stories of what was in or not in your waterbed there, Jim the Dad. Yeah, or the van. The van stories really do take it up too. Okay, so once upon a time in a Viking village, because I'm also rewatching the Viking stuff. In the great longhouse, in the bedchamber of the Jarl, there was a hidden sea serpent imprisoned in the Jarl's waterbed. He had kept it there for many a moons. I guess I should start painting as well while we talk. This might be a little bit more complicated than I initially thought.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, but we'll keep the story going. So
we did not have a well, we had a good start.
Yeah, no, it definitely screamed out at us that this
is our lot in life. We chose this, and we're gonna have to pay the price.
So, WYSIWYG, we're going to be torturing ourselves plus our audience because we are doing a paint night while also storytelling and testing me and his abilities to DM stories together out of the blue.
So,
and
I'm going to be drinking paint water by the end of the night.
Yeah, you are. Also, feel free to add in on the comments the next line or the next plot hole, and we will have to try incorporating it while completing our technical painting. So, difficulty modifier 0. No difficulty whatsoever. So, the Jarl had imprisoned his
sea
serpent. Because he was told by an old wise woman that one day that sea serpent may save his life. He wanted to keep it close because we all know, based off of the Viking TV series on History Channel, everybody dies in the bedroom. So he keeps his sea serpent well taken care of and hidden in his waterbed.
Hey, spoilers on 10-year show.
Yeah, no, WYSIWYG, I would not be able to do one of those novels live streamed. That being said, with how these cards may line up, you may hear more of it than I'd like. Yeah.
Cannot be contained.
No, cannot be contained. So you know what? I'm kind of on the stall point. Let's see what the next card is. Okay, we've got a cottage. You take it from there.
It became unsafe for the Jarl to store the sea serpent at his longhouse. People started becoming suspicious with the weird sounds coming from the back room, and he wasn't there. So he went to his old house, his old cottage on the edge of town, and placed it there.
Okay, I like it. Let's see if anybody wants to kick in anything. Let's see what happens. So what kind of noises was the sea serpent making in the back room?
Shrieking?
Shrieking? I think sea serpents shrink. Yeah, we could go with that. So, fearing that the shrieking sea serpent might arise calls for him to be removed or many of the other various punishments available to Vikings in ancient times, he stealthily takes his magical sea serpent that's supposed to protect him out to his old cottage where he used to live. And there at the cottage now is Broomhilda, his old shield maiden teacher. And he asks her to watch after the great sea serpent until the time of his need. And, yeah.
Brunhilde takes on the duty of taking care of the sea serpent, of keeping it secret. But there is a catch. He has to make his way out every week.
Every week.
Every week he has to come and take care of it for one day.
For one day. Broomhilda puts her foot down and demands it of the Jarl. saying, "You might be Jarl now, but I can still kick your ass. So you will come back and feed this sea serpent, and not leave it just to me." The Jarl readily agrees, not wanting to hear the wrath of the great Broomhilda, even though in another universe she turns into a zombie mother and kicks everybody's ass anyways.
Brains.
Oh, dude, no. In that Rangers of Shadow Deep, we had a zombie chick with a shovel that we called Broomhilda, and poor Hermione, her group just gets wrecked by this Broomhilda. It was brutal. So now anytime we have a powerful chick who wants to wreck house, it's Broomhilda. So, upon returning to his longhouse, or no, on his way back to the longhouse, he comes to a water fountain, or waterfall. And inside the waterfall is an old water spirit. Can't remember what the Norse version of that is. Any ideas?
No.
Because I was going to go with like water nymph, but that's not quite Nordic.
No, that's
Greek
Roman.
Else. Yeah. But anyway, so this old water spirit appears, hearing the shrieks of the sea serpent as he took her by. And she demands to know what he is doing with one of her cousins, kind of things. And I'll let you explain it.
Wait. Did I hear that right? He comes up on the water nymph doing something with one of her cousins?
No.
I should not be Googling stuff while you're talking.
God damn it. All right, I'm taking a drink for that. Yeah.
Cheers. We're gonna break it.
Yeah. No. The way the cards are going and how things normally go with this channel, I would not be surprised if this becomes a cottage at the end of Windfall situation. And if anybody wants to hear that inside joke, we definitely recommend downloading the Mayor of Noobtown Lit RPG on Audible, because it is fracking hilarious, especially for anybody who's played D&D. And yeah, let's just say the things that happen to that cottage make the books I used to narrate look tame.
Oh, God. You want to do a reading of that?
Yeah, no. All right, so he, on his way back to his longhouse after leaving the protective sea serpent with Broomhilda, he comes upon a waterfall where a water spirit comes out and demands to know what he's doing with one of her cousins in that, water nymph, sea serpent, that kind of situation. And that's where I press the tag teammate button.
Otto Sherman's just a stone cold freak.
Yes, Otto Sherman is wow. So yeah, if you get into the book, the things Otto Sherman does for the town, specifically the town ladies, yeah, we'll just.
Could you say he's every other Tom, Dick, and Harry?
No, he makes every Tom, Dick, and Harry look pathetic.
Like Tom, Dick, and Harry from Third Rock.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, but yeah, he's definitely an interesting fellow.
So Jarl comes up, sees his cousin being entranced by this water spirit.
No, her cousin.
Or her cousin. Serpent. Oh, the sea serpents. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I misheard that. Or I might have tried to correct it in my head.
Yeah, you wanted it to go in a different direction. Okay. I mean, you can take it, go for it. I mean, like I said, I hit the tag teammate button, so
Jarl comes up on the sea serpent and her cousin, or the water spirit and her cousin. They entice him over, invite him, or they entice him over with a nice place to sit, some warm food, some nice food, to talk about what he has seen, what he has heard, if he knows anything about a serpent.
And like I said to the Peanut Gallery joining us, if you would like to add on to the story and
You're
have us
more than
take it
welcome.
a certain direction, please feel free to add it into the chat, and we will do our best. But just know, while this channel is not for children, we're also not Pornhub. Just putting that out there.
So, Kat, if you're watching this, I know you're disappointed. Sorry.
I tell you what, we're going to have, once we get a little bit bigger, we'll have a subscriber-only events. And yeah, then we can just go crazy. But we're not quite big enough to be able to filter these Twitch streams for subscribers or not. So this has to kind of go out to everyone.
At that time, I'll bring up Kat. She'll turn that way upside down.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. So the water nymph and her cousin, huh?
The water nymph and her cousin entice the Jarl to come sit, to come speak. Speak of what he has seen. Speak of what he has heard.
All right.
So, Jarl, have you ever seen a water serpent before? Jarl says, no. I do not. I have not. The nymphs, or the water spirits, coming closer, or is it the Jarl stepping closer? He does not know. He's entranced, barely keeping his head about him. All yours, Ed.
Hey, Knight of Goggly Gook. Appreciate you dropping in on us. All right. So, entranced by the water nymph and her cousins, but not wanting to reveal his secret of what he's keeping this water serpent for and where he's hiding it. He wants to protect Broomhilda because she's getting old, though she's still a cranky, ornery lady. He dives deep into his memory and comes up with a talented excuse that might sideline them. Oh no. Oh no. Mechanicum guy down. So, with this talent of his, of being able to obfuscate his mind, he dives down deep and goes, "You were right. I was lying. Because I did not want to have to tell you about the stories of the great water serpents that we see out in the seas. You fair ladies are protected here in your little waterfall. You don't know the real dangers out there in the open ocean. For I have seen those. I have fought those. And I would never dare to bring one of those beasts here into such a lovely place."
All right, and Googly, we are drawing cards and making up a story as we paint. You are more than welcome to. Ed, what'd you do?
Well, I was trying to put the paint pot down and then stabbed myself and corrupted myself.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah. So feel free to add in however you want the story to change up, what you want us to talk about.
Any painting questions, any questions at all, just
feel free to add in. We definitely want to hear from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he begins to regale these nice ladies of the horrors of the sea storms, of the sea monsters that reach up to try and grab men from their boats and drag them off into the deep, keeping them from Valhalla and the rightful place they should go. And the girls, because of this talent of his, so enchanted that they start to believe that he really doesn't know anything about the sea serpent, that they could have sworn they heard yelling and screaming in the town.
The Jarl runs off, broken out of his trance from these water spirits, runs towards the town, only to arrive and see
Guard. stowing away. Or stowaway.
A boat that was docked is floating away. Several children, young, were playing on it. And have no way to steer. As the men and women around the shore race to grab their boats before the boat is pulled out to sea with the current that is drawing it out. The Jarl looks. He is too far away. He is not there for his people when they need. All yours, Ed.
Feeling distraught that he's not able to quickly save the children, he runs to find his trusty, call it. Okay, he runs to his throne room to find his trusty, hey, yeah, there we go, dancing spear that he has held with him for so long, and it is enchanted by the gods. And he hopes that maybe with this spear that dances into his hands, he can tie a rope to it, throw it out to the boat, and be able to drag the boat back in. So he runs out into the town as everybody's yelling and screaming for their kids, to try and find a way to bring the boat back in. And he takes this dancing spear, and he mutters the magical words to it. And this would be a really great time for the audience to give us some magical words. Just putting that out there.
Google, this means you.
Yeah. Come on, give me some magical words for this spear.
Come on.
You can do it.
You can do it.
That's right. Tuning into this channel requires audience participation.
Yes.
Tonight. We want to hear from you.
Jim the Dad, are you there? Anyone? Say something. That was not creepy at all.
Yeah, no. If you guys don't say something, I'm going to have to revert to the Vanderthrust lines, and let's just not go there.
I mean, you did miss the moment when Ed walks in to hearing me say moist.
That's true. That was only slightly disturbing. Slightly.
I think by Odin, fly straight and seriously,
really?
That's all you got? You say stupid stuff like 90% of the time. You can't come up with something funny.
Okay, there we go.
Love you, Jeff.
Googie googie Rocky est. He chants the magical words, and the spear begins to dance a light in his hands, and he throws it straight and true. And the shaft, so large as it expands out, flies out to meet the boat.
Fly straight and true. Ain't my problem.
Yeah, ain't our fault, man. And it, I'll give you guys one. And it penetrates the dark hardwood of the boat with a resounding thunk.
But the rope pull taunts. And pulls it in with his muscles tense, gleaming in the sunlight as sweat falls down his brow.
As we've now entered the romance novel portion of the story, all the women of the village swoon, as like Odin himself had come down, as the Jarl throws off his winter clothes and strikes a pose, pulling the children to safety. Yeah, I'm going to let you finish that. Yeah, you have fun. Yep, exactly.
Jarl pulls in the boat as all the women come swoon. Phrasing. Words.
Words
Me,
are
romantic.
hot. Yes.
Yeah, last romantic person in my family drove a tank in the Italian front with his wife's name on it.
There you go. Hey.
Ugh.
Yeah, our knowledge of books is a little bit on the vast side.
Not like I come from a massive book reading family or anything. Or read 500,000 books.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. So
as he pulls in the boat, his muscles glistening in the light, sweat drawn from his brows as he's slowly being pulled towards sea, fighting for grip in the sand as the men and women around the docks come swooping in to help him. The women, a little less useful, swooning over this man.
the other bearded men throw off their clothes and give the women a show that only the firefighter from Australia could give, as they haul the boat in, posing for the new calendar coming out in 2023. With the children safely back to shore, the Jarl forgets, or has a chance to forget, all of the trouble that started this little adventure. Yeah, no, like I said, we're willing to go a little bit dark, but this is Twitter, or not Twitter. This is Twitch, not Pornhub.
You know, maybe we should do like an almost nude calendar, and then make people pay us not to send it to them.
Okay, now let's be perfectly honest. Look at the camera. Look at us.
Yeah, that's why they pay us not to send it to them.
Oh. If you don't pay us, we're going to send you a monthly subscription of our nearly nude How We Play Tabletop Warhammer Deluxe Edition. Hey, you know, we should actually try that for one stream, because there's guys out there now that instead of trying to deal with all the rules that YouTube and Twitch have,
Yeah,
they now stream on Pornhub. Because Pornhub doesn't care if you swear. Pornhub doesn't have to deal with any of that stuff. So they are literally streaming video games on Pornhub, and it gets views.
yeah. Like there's a guy who does Minecraft. That's where he puts all his videos.
It's Pornhub. So we might have to do that. We might have to have a adults only Sword and Fortress stream that goes on Pornhub.
And this is why I get a job. Welcome to the Sword and Fortress chat room.
Yeah, no, seriously. Apparently you have not watched any of our videos. Because if you had, even this stuff is tame.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so...
And Gook, he knows me.
That's true.
Unfortunately. So, funny story.
Yeah.
He randomly messaged me asking about painting questions because he saw some of my paint, or he saw me on Yep.
Wait, he actually won awards for it?
No, he's saying that for us.
Oh, yeah.
But no, he started messaging me, and I was a little busy, so I'm like, dude, just call me and we'll talk, and I'll kind of go over some stuff with you.
Yeah.
So we literally started talking. Like, he messaged me randomly. We started talking, and our first conversation, I was buck-ass naked in the shower.
That's a visual I didn't... Take a fucking shot for that, dude.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I have also answered customer calls in the shower, calling me on a Sunday when the office was closed at one of my old jobs. This old lady, just on the phone, just calls me. I'm like, what? I answer it, put it on speaker, continue with my shower.
Yeah. As one would.
As one would. As non-normal people would, I should say.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so she's asking me questions about her order, and I'm like, ma'am, this is my personal cell phone, and I've asked you if you need any help to call the office. She's like, well, the office is closed. And I'm like, yes, it is Sunday. We are not open on Sunday. It is my day off. I don't have access to the computers. I am not on the clock. There's nothing I can do to help you. You need to call in on Monday and get some answers.
Yeah.
And she was just kind of really upset and giving me sass. Like, I have you on the phone. You should do this for me. And then she's like, she makes a comment. It's like, what's that sound? And this poor, like, 80-year-old woman, I'm just like, ma'am, I'm in the middle of a shower. And you answered your phone? Yes.
Yeah.
So you're speaking to me in the shower, buck-ass naked. Click.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And, yes, Knight. Yes, we will set up a donation link to ensure that you can pay for us not to send you those photos.
I mean, you're getting it anyway, dude. Whether you pay me or not.
Okay, well, you can pay me, but he's still going to send it to you.
Yeah.
All right, so the Jarl has now saved the children. We'll stack these cards up.
Jarl has saved the children. What's next?
Yep. What's next? The audience has until I draw next card to chime in.
Yes,
right.
fair googly. Fair.
Either I'm in the Marianas Trench of fucking gutters, or the gods hate us.
Like, yeah. We got the Lance card.
So, I'll let you take it from here, because, yeah, I'm straight out of non-gutter shit to take that from.
So as they drag the boat to shore and they save the children from being pulled out to sea, they bring the boat in.
So these cards are from a card game called Once Upon a Time. It's you get the original deck, and then they've got like 5 or 6 expansions. And it's normally supposed to be played as everybody gets a hand of cards plus an ending that they're supposed to go to.
So I want to take a minute just to kind of show the difference. I brought my nice wet palette. I got my paints. I got my thinner. I got my dry palette. I got my mixing cup. I got my dry brush. I got my sable brushes. I got my cheap brushes. I got my oil paints, my alcohol paints, my metal special paints. I got really nice paints and all this stuff. And Ed is using paper trash from a Star Wars Legion dice pack to pour his army painter metal color. And here I am with Vallejo metal color, some of the best true metallic metal colors on the planet, and Vallejo liquid gold, which is like one of the best golds out there that's not like complicated as hell to use. And Ed's sitting here using contrast and
hey,
not even a palette.
We never even said that I'd be bringing the talent here. Okay, let's make that perfectly clear. If anybody watched the first Spot On video that we did, if not, I definitely recommend checking it out. That's exactly how not to paint. At least my side of the video. It's on YouTube. And I finally understand on some of those game shows why somebody makes the, completely stupid mistake that everybody goes, how the did you do that? How could you do that? Because for whatever reason, and I still have yet to try and understand it, I thought the loincloth was supposed to be purple. And not just a, nice purple. No, a deep, dark shade of purple.
It was brown.
Yeah, the loincloth was brown. Like, nowhere near. But yeah, so these cards, you can buy them at any of your local gaming stores that have games, not necessarily towards the miniatures. And it's really fun because you can sit there with your friends and family and everybody tries to tell a story with these cards, and you can interrupt each other and swing it back and forth, and you're trying to get it to your ending. And we've had, between me and my wife, some of the stories that have developed, child-friendly, family-friendly stories that have developed, have been...
Is it child-friendly like Rocco's Modern Life?
No, we're actually talking like...
Red and Stimpy?
Like, we could actually probably put it on like Nick Jr. family-friendly. But have been pretty great. Yeah. So, all right. So, you were going to say something about how the
So
Jarl...
he pulls the boat in, and all the people celebrate the Jarl's skill throwing that spear and lancing the boat and pulling it ashore, praising his quick wit in order to use that in order to lance the boat. Ed, take it.
No. You don't get to cop out with lancing the boat with the spear. We aren't doing that. No. Come on. Give me something about the lance. Give me the lance, Winter. Give me the lance. I need the lance.
Ed, I don't think we're that kind of friend. Like you're a good guy. But
yeah, no, we're cool.
You're not my type.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
Okay. I guess I'll take you not giving me the lance. I'll pick the lance up from here and just run with it. Oh, Jim the dad. Why would you want to go into the pointy details of the lance's head? I mean, there's just so many other things that are better, like the decorations along the shaft. And, how it expands out where you grab it by the hand.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go with that. Yeah. There we go.
I could say something. It'd make us a lot closer, and I don't know if you would enjoy that.
Dude, trust me. You've heard about my narrations. Let's just, go for it.
I mean, I just took out my decoration in my own lance, so...
Oh, shit.
It was studded.
Oh, and now I've got paint all over my finger. There we go. Yeah, let me spread that around. Okay, we're going to move away from the lance. Let's draw a replacement card.
We got to get away from this before we...
Yeah, all right, so happy. Instead of talking about the lance, we can talk about happiness in the village.
All the people cheered. The mothers and the fathers come and grab their children, excited and happy that their children are home and safe and not out to sea. They praise the Jarl for his quick wit. The maidens of the village declare they will have a feast in the name of the Jarl for this joyous occasion. I'm going to cut myself open here in a second.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I gotta get up underneath and get like all up in there, and the base is kind of in the way, so I gotta cut it off and in order to get the brush up in there. Otherwise, it's just like wobbling around and not getting the right spots.
And you got to get the right spots.
Yes.
I mean, you can't just leave the base in there.
I mean, you may not quite see them, but they're there, and people will notice.
Yes. The ladies were extremely happy to see his spear as it sank into the boat and he was able to draw it back. And they promised a great feast to thank the Jarl for his heroic efforts to save the kids. And he returns to his longhouse, thinking how close that was. Hey, this is a open forum paint and chat thing, so explanations may be required. Just putting that out there. All right. As he approached his longhouse, there was a fair maiden giving him that come here there, you warrior smile. But little did he know that it was a vile temptress in disguise.
As he slowly walks up to her, starting to talk, whispering sweet nothings in his ear. He suddenly gets a whack on the back of the head, his wife standing behind him.
Damn it, we forgot about the wife.
I know, right?
Every Jarl's got to have a wife. Yeah,
What, 3?
Yes, something like that. So unbeknownst to him...
I mean, you gotta think, at this time it'd probably be, a whack in the back of the head with a shield or something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it would probably be a decent whack. So even though the Jarl had saved the children, and his wife was happy about that, she had laid a trap for him. And she'd convinced one of the local ladies to dress up in disguise and to try and tempt the king, the Jarl, into sleeping with her. Because she wanted to see if her husband was really true. Because he never let her go into their marital bed. She had to sleep in a different room because of the water serpent that the Jarl wanted to keep safe. So she did not trust him. She figured he was there with other women, so she wanted to test him. And failed that test he did.
Yeah, I used the right one.
That's not what she said.
Yes, Googly. They were armed back then.
Yes, they were.
They had 2 of them, most of the time.
Well, depending on, the battlefields they went in, they were singularly armed usually after the fact.
Yeah, armed.
Or if I get you. Or if they were caught stealing. I mean, that was...
Yeah.
They could be disarmed from that.
All
right, so after getting knocked out from the Temptress's kiss, oh, I forgot. We got to watch for ads because I don't think they can hear us while we've actually got ads playing. So the queen had
still got an ad.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I had it right here and I didn't even pay attention to it.
You know what? I've got it over here. Oh no, you're still seeing the ad, but there's a delay.
Yeah.
So we can start talking.
Okay.
Yeah. So the wife's convinced one of the village girls to tempt him with a kiss. And unfortunately, he failed that test because every man needs to try and use that spear in that situation, apparently.
Yes.
And hydrate, thanks tonight. So the last thing he remembers was a kiss. I'll let you figure out how we go from a knocked out Jarl to fairy dust. Have fun.
Knocked out Jarl to a fairy dust.
Yep, so we drew fairy dust.
Oh. Yeah, I put the paintbrush down for this one. Let's see. With the Jarl laying on the ground, knocked out, his wife, a once famed shield maiden, drags his happy butt and throws him on the bed, pulls out a basin filled with water, grabs a bag, opens it up, grabs some dust, sprinkles it into the basin. The dust being from fairies, throws it in the basin and asks, what is the Jarl hiding? Where is he hiding it? And as the basin swirls, all she sees is a serpent going round and round, and a cottage in the background, as she does not understand what is going on.
All right.
Alright. Your turn, Ed.
Alright, let's see what the next card brings us.
I played that one out.
No, you played it out great. I liked where you took it because that gave us a lot of possibilities.
Oh!
So now we've got a potion.
This is going to be an easy one.
This is actually going to be an easy one. So, upon seeing the disturbing imagery of this sea serpent moving and circling at a cottage she vaguely thinks she might remember from a long time ago and what her husband talks about. She needs further guidance. She needs further truth. But she's only going to get it from her husband. So she goes into the town while her husband is unconscious and seeks out the local healer and tells the healer of her plight, about how she can't trust the Jarl. They've never spent a night together in his bed. He's come to her, but she's never been able to come to him. Take that as you guys will. So she tells the healer about what she had seen and says, I need a potion to force the Jarl. Wow.
Words
The words are hard, especially when you're just painting on clear lacquer. That she wants a potion brewed to force her husband, the Jarl, to tell the truth. And what does everything mean? What does the serpent mean? Why is he hiding it? And other such things. So the healer goes, this type of potion, while easy to make, the ingredients are not available easily nearby. So she begins to tell the queen, frightened, in frightened tones, about the things that this queen is going to need to collect. And even more importantly, I like that idea. The world serpent. Well, I think we can incorporate that. Not only the things the queen is going to have to collect, but the things the queen is going to have to do to collect these items to get this potion made. Ranging from going off to the forest near the village for the simple tasks, to a dark and creepy cave, many days' travel away, where a mushroom only grows in one corner of the cave. And with that, the queen needing to know what her husband has been doing, what has he been hiding, and what this world serpent might be. I'll let you play with that. If you want, I'll save you real quick.
The Jarl wakes up, startling the maiden. The dish, or the basin, stops swirling. The magic has ceased. Jarl sits up in the bed, stares at her blankly. No recognition in his eyes, as if he has forgotten everything.
Okay.
The maiden looks at him, stares into his eyes. There's no recognition. There's barely anything there. He has forgotten everything. Maybe she should have not whacked him on the head with a shield.
Okay. So, the Jarl, in a great sense of stupor, scrambles out of the bed, not remembering who he is or who this lady is, where he was, or even what might have brought him here. Starts to call out, "Who are you? Where am I? Who am I? What is this place? What have you done to me?" And this poor maiden, who was only pulled in to do a small trick and a small favor to the queen, stumbles and runs out of the longhouse aghast, trying to find the queen, who, forgetting that there was going to be a feast or anything else, so consumed with her quest to find out what her husband had been hiding, has already rushed off on her quest to find the ingredients for the healer. As the king stumbles around, something is washed ashore. What has washed ashore? No, he runs out of the longhouse to the ocean to try and find things. And sees... Wow, really? I mean, my head is so filled with all of the bad shit from earlier. I'm actually at a pause.
He runs to the shore He has forgotten everything, but he knows there's something in the sea he needs. As he runs to the sea, all of the townsfolk look at him in shock, not understanding what is going on. He gets to see, and when he gets to the shore, he finds a carcass of a great sea beast washed ashore.
And next to that sea beast is something that calls out to him. And he can hear words inside of his head. Speak. What are the words? Googie, googie, rocky est. It echoes inside his head. Googie, googie, rocky est. Googie, googie, rocky est. And there next to the sea beast is his great dancing spear, washed ashore after it was removed from the boat. The townspeople gather round him, trying to convince him to come back in. He keeps holding on to this spear, repeating the words, Googie, googie, rocky est. Googie, googie, rocky est. And because I took a peek, they guide him back to the longhouse, where they've prepared the food for the feast they promised. And they try to sit him down, but confused and not trusting what is around him, he tries to break free from their grasp and runs out into the night. There you go. That should be a fun one for you to pick up with.
Okay. He runs out to the night. He runs to the woods, chanting Googie Googie, rocky est. The townspeople shock and awed, not knowing what to do. Sir Jarl runs to the woods. Several people chase after him, wondering what is going on, what has happened to their Jarl. He is running fast, and they have trouble keeping up with him. It's almost like he is possessed. He runs out to the woods and keeps running and running. After several minutes of non-stop running, he comes to a clearing and stops. He sees a mythical elf sitting in the clearing, staring at him, chanting, Googly Googly, rocky est.
The elf is chanting, Googly Googly, rocky est?
Yep.
Nice. All right, to incorporate what Knight was saying, the elf turns and sees the Jarl also chanting, Googly Googly, rocky est. Googly Googly, rocky est. And did we decide male or female elf?
Did not.
All right, we'll call it a male because we've had enough problem with females knocking him over the head, apparently. So the elf, startled that somebody else was chanting and seeing this crazy man running towards him, goes, "Oh, it is the great serpent fang. You have found it. Googie Googie, rocky est.
Googly Googly, rocky est.
Googie Googie, rocky est. It is great that you found it. Oh man, you must travel with me and take it and fulfill your destiny." The Jarl, still confused, but hearing the words, slightly calms him. At least somebody else was chanting the same thing. Though he did not know what he was chanting. Just something running in his head. He turns with bewilderment to the elf. Goes, "Who am I? Who are you? What is this? And what the hell does Googly Googly Rocky est mean?"
The elf looks at him, straight face and deadpanned. If you know, you know. If you don't, you will find out. The Jarl, with a look of, give me a good look.
Yes, the story has twisted into Tolkien territory. All right, let's see. A look of, breathing water. Come on. Let's exercise those old DM muscles. Roll with it.
As he is speaking, water starts to flow from his mouth, and it just keeps flowing and flowing, like it's the mouth of a lake, the open of a seashore. It just keeps flowing. The area starts to flood. The water reaches the Jarl's feet, both cold and hot to the touch. The Jarl jumps, not knowing what to think. Ugh.
Not knowing what to think. So is the water coming out of his mouth or
Out
the
of the
elf's?
elves.
Terrified that maybe this elf would drown the world with these words, the Jarl stops himself from saying the great words. Googie googie, rocky est.
Gooly gooly, rocky est. Has to do it one more time.
Googie googie, rocky est. Yes. He tries to stop the elf, reaching out to him, placing the spear. There's also the fang next to him. Going, stop it, elf, stop. The elf reaches out and grasps it. And holds it like a sailor. And goes, with water flowing out, but still the words able to form and make sound. A great sailor once held this. You also have held this. To the sea, this must go. And save the world, it will do. Googie googie, rocky est.
Oh, there is something wrong.
There is something so very wrong with us. It's so right.
Ugh.
All right, here. I'll give you a new card.
All right.
Yeah, you figure out how to take us from a fountaining elf to a ballroom. I want to see the mental gymnastics this takes.
Oh, hey, it's ribbed.
For his and her pleasure. Damn sea elves.
He turns and he starts running. He does not pay attention to the way he goes. As he is running, the environment changes. He runs, the trees get thicker and thicker. Unusual for this area where they are spread out. He starts struggling to go through all the foliage. There's a particularly tight area he has to break through. Rams through it. And he finds himself in a strange place. Nowhere near a forest. Nowhere near any place he knows. Or a place he calls home. He walks, and there are people in strange masks and bright colored clothes, so unfamiliar from what he has ever seen, dancing around this grand room, brightly lit.
I'm glad they're liking it. Googie googie, rocky
Yes.
For the record, this is going up on the store. We are going to have laser etched wood rounds that say googie googie, rocky yes. It's got to happen now.
I mean, we got to sell the great statues of Googie Goog for like,
yeah,
what, $20?
exactly. You know, we're going to put some statues together. Yeah, it's going to be great. All right, so sorry. Go ahead, continue.
He walks in, all these masked people dancing as if they haven't seen him, moving around in this grand room. Brightly lit. He walks in, and as he's looking, no one pays attention to him. At most, they simply glance and continue to dance and dance.
Bewildered, the Jarl starts to panic even more. Not only does he not know who he is or where he comes from, but all he knows is that this elf who started to spew water but still able to talk talks about destiny of this thing that holds in his hand and calls to him. Googie Googie, Rocky Est.
Googie
So he starts to search the room around, trying to find something familiar, like a boat. Something to take him out to the sea. Maybe something to fulfill the destiny that the elf spoke of. But unfortunately, as he approached one of the windows and doors, he looks out, and it is a grand view of mountains and fields, with no water to be seen. And his mind struggles with the fact that he's gone from some place where water was abound. His little village was at a nice inlet where they could easily get to the water all the way around. Panicking even more, he starts to rant and rave, looking around, trying to get the attention from anybody. Oh, this is perfect, actually. An old person finally takes notice of him, sees the fang, the dancing spear in his hand, and his eyes grow wide. And he mumbles to himself, Oogie Oogie, Rocky Est. And he sees the Jarl return the magic words. And his eyes open even wider. And he comes rushing over to the Jarl, calling, Who are you? How did you find this? What are you doing here? And I'll let you take it from there.
The old man looks at him. Indifferent, as if they have known each other for years. Googly Googly, Rocky Est.
Googie Googie,
You will.
Rocky Est.
You will have to go on a great journey and find the fang of the world serpents.
And who are you, oh wise old person, who speaks of this serpent's fang and knows these words that echo in my head? Who are you? And what am I? And where am I? What is this thing that keeps talking to me? Oogie Oogie, Rocky Est. The old man takes him by the hand, starts to pull him across the room. And they step out into the sky, or so that you all thought. But it was a magical place that these old men, who, as everybody knows, all old men have some type of mischief among themselves, whether it be magic or not, had set up just outside one of the doors so that they could speak in private. So standing on air above a great cliff, the old man turns to him and says, It might be safe to talk now, but quiet you must be. For those who would rather control the world are in search of thee. Wow, I'm now even starting to rhyme. That's
Fish Illuminati. Oh, man.
Okay, I'm going to run with this, so here we go. All right. So he's like, while you are safe here, there are those of the deep, those that control the world, are coming back again. The fish of the deep slowly have spread their fins across the world. They have little spawns everywhere, following, tracking, trying to find the serpent's tooth, trying to reclaim it so that they may rule the upper world instead of the watery world. You must take this and go complete it, because it is only a shard of the serpent's tooth. And you need to find the rest and put it together. Do not worry, for I will go with you. We shall find some others, and we might be known as a group, or maybe a fellowship, or something, but we must go away. And singing.
As they head off, the old man starts singing in different tongues, almost rambling on and on. The Jarl, unfamiliar with these tongues, with these languages, just listens to him. And although he does not know the language, it almost makes sense. Like he is singing songs of great deeds. Jarl is greatly confused. He does not speak these languages, and he almost knows what the song is about. Sings of his death. Sings of his deeds. sings of his life.
Nice. I like that. So, to provide a little bit of segue as towards the question provided, as the old man and Jarl travel away, Broomhilda ticks time away. And as the week comes to an end and no word from the Jarl, she starts to become more and more upset. She returns to the town to know why the Jarl has not reappeared. And hears story of how the Jarl went raving mad, grasping his singing spear, and went charging out of the town, barely clothed, into the woods. Broomhilda, knowing that things are not right, decides to try and put things together and chase after the Jarl, not knowing where he might have gone. This is also when she hears that the Queen has taken it upon herself to go on a quest mere hours before the Jarl goes running off. So now the town is completely without leadership, and she is stuck with this mystic snake, water serpent, that she vowed to protect. Fuming, Broomhilda takes some time to figure out what to do next. We'll continue her story in a little bit. So,
No, he doesn't.
yeah. Nobody tosses coins in this. This is strictly a barter trade system. We got furs and pelts and, yeah, other stuff. Okay. So, while listening to the singing, traveling out. Wow, we are really stuck on an ocean narrative here.
No, right?
Wow. Okay.
As the old man and the Jarl are walking, the environment seems to change far too drastically, far too soon. They walk for an hour and they go from a mountainous pass to a wide valley. From a wide valley to the shore of a great sea. On there, they find a boat that he has never seen, a type of boat he has never seen before. The old man says, "We will set sail in there."
The Jarl, not understanding how they could have traveled so fast in such a way, begs the old man to tell him, "How did you do this? How are we here? How am I here from my village?" And there's still the unanswered question of who am I? The old man just smirks and looks down and says, "Through shadows we have walked. Through shadows we have traveled." The question is, are you just one of the shadows? Or are you really you? Perplexed, the Jarl stands back, not knowing how to respond or thinking that this is just one really crazy old man. But accepting that somehow the old man has transferred them from place to place, and hearing the words, "Googly googly, Rocky asked," still repeating in his head, figures that there are better questions to be answered than those he just presented. I know I kind of trailed off there. Sorry, but I was making references and then my mind train jumped 4 tracks. All right.
As we listen to a train go over the
Yeah,
tracks.
exactly. Oh, prank. Okay.
The old man and the Jarl get to this boat. The Jarl had never seen a style of boat like this. It is far bigger and far clumsier than a boat he has ever sailed. He looks to the old man. "How are we going to sail this? Do you know how?" The old man looks at him with a smirk on his face. "We will travel. That is not the issue. Now, where is your greatest secret for us to go?" The Jarl, confused and unknowing, feels compelled to answer. A whisper in the back of his mind, telling him to speak of the serpent, instilling trust in the old man that he will not lead him astray. As he mutters the words of where the serpent is, the Jarl wakes up in his bed with a massive headache from being hit on the head with a shield. His wife sitting next to him with the basin. I got you. I have figured it out.
Oh, I like that twist. That's a great twist. The Jarl, slowly coming to, starts to remember more and more of his life. And this little jaunt through the forest and the elf and the old man seems to fade a little bit more after each breath. Still, it was so real. Still, it was so terrifying to not know who he was, to be drawn and taken in so many different places. I know, right? Damn dream twists. He looks towards his wife with the basin, and he tries to draw all the brave and strength he has to ask his wife what had happened and why had she bashed him over the head. Not knowing that he actually was bashed over the head, but why his head hurt so much. And why was a familiarly shaped dent in the basin? He turns to her and goes, "Why are you staring at me? And why did you have a basin over my, hit me with a basin over my head?" She turns to him and goes, "I know why you don't let me into our marital bed. I know why I have never been able to go into your room under the harshest penalties that you have put out. It's because you love others, do not love me. Why? Why have you done this to me?"
The Jarl looks aghast as his memories start to come back, not knowing what is dream and what is reality. He remembers going through the forest. He remembers the old man. He remembers the great room of dancing, of masked men dancing, masked men and women dancing. He remembers saving the boat. He remembers being praised by the village. He remembers being awarded for his bravery from his wife. And he remembers the pain of being hit from behind. The potion has worn off. You will not know what... As he's remembering all this, the look on his face says it all. His wife says, "The potion is wearing off. It is restoring your memory. Now tell me, why? Why do you not love me?"
And like a fierce storm within his breast, he frowns his brow and turns to her and says, "What makes you think I do not love you? Have I not doted on you? Have I not given you anything? Have I not made you queen of this land? Why? Why would you say that I do not love you?" And she turns to him and says, "I know it is true. Between what you have said in the potion, what I've seen from my own eyes, you do not love me. You were going to kiss this girl. You were going to run away to avoid me." And knowing that she was twisting his words from everything he remembered from the potion, but wary is he to still tell her the truth, to let her know about the sea serpent destined to save his life. He tries to think of a way to explain things to her, that yes, he did love her, but could not take the risk of letting her know about the serpent. And I'll let you pick it up with the crown.
The maiden looks him in the eye. The Jarl feels the weight of 1,000 lies press upon his very being. She walks up to him. "Oh, my Jarl, what secrets have you kept?" places his crown upon his head. You are no king of mine. Slowly walks out of the bedchamber, frustrated, betrayed, understands that she was not trusted enough to keep the secret from her lover, from the only man that she has ever loved, for the only person she has ever cared for, more than herself, more than her own children. This man would not trust her, did not trust her. And she walks, never to be seen again.
With a heavy heart, the hurt Jarl, knowing that the love of his life had just walked away and never to be returned, but unable to also shake the words of the prophecy about the serpent, and also of the old man, and of the dark, deep power slowly taking over the world. Torn, as every man destined to have great adventures and great trials is, unsure of how to proceed, wanting to chase after his queen, but unsure if doing so might doom the world, starts to pace the throne room. And let's see what happens next. Dressed in rags, while pacing in what to him felt like many hours, but only a few moments, in comes one of his loyal servants going, "Sire, who is this man who has appeared?" And he looks to see the old man dressed in only rags, not any of the finery that he'd seen in his dreams. The old man looks up. He whispers to confirm to the king, "Googly googly, Rocky ass."
Stretch.
Yep.
All right, Ed. It's been an hour. Get up, stretch.
Yep. Hour and a half stretch in the stream.
Yep. Don't hit the mic. Don't want to hear that. Remember, folks, an extended period of painting, you will want to get up and walk around. Your legs will go numb.
I was going to say, should have done this a little while ago. My ability to stand is not what it used to be.
No. We're getting old.
Dude, we are. Most unfortunately.
My dad, years of warehouse work, moves. You hear pop, pop, crack, crack, pop. Hear her moan. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. Pop, 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 pop. Look at him. Dad, you need to stop. It's really not looking good for my future.
Yeah.
He just looks at me. Gives me a one-finger salute.
Yep. Alright. Wow, you've been making some awesome progress while we've been doing this. Like, I've been so focused on trying to keep the story on track and then painting these guys, I haven't looked over, but damn, dude.
Yeah. By now, my Scutari are like...
You can almost paint these guys in your sleep.
I think I have painted these guys in my sleep. Let's put it that way.
I understand. Let me see here. If somebody replied to the message I sent them. Nope.
Nope.
Alright, fine. Install now. Go to town. Stop bugging me about it.
Damn it, Windows. Shut up.
No, this is Android. So
Damn
that's
Android, shut up.
that's the phone that I use to ensure self-love on the channel, to make sure we've got at least
one viewer.
You know, I think that's just the curse of our times, to be honest, is, you know, we get so sedentary. I mean, even if you are out and being active, it's still not like, you know, you're running 30 miles a day to track down prey and other stuff.
We get set in a routine.
Yeah. And then it just starts to take a toll on the body.
Yeah, the toll on the body, the toll on the mind.
Yeah, it gets pretty rough. All right, so to pick up the old man arriving in rags. Really? Okay, understand how thick this deck is.
Thick. It's a thick.
Thick. Hold on, let me deep it. Let me go deeper. Thick.
Okay. I gotta make sense of Jeffy or Googly. My dad is a nerd and was a scientist, and he still sounds like Rice Krispies.
So saying even nice level jobs, you still end up sounding like Rice Krispies. I'd believe it.
Yeah.
I would believe it.
I got rail yard injuries, and well, I told you about a few of the times I've been injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horror story Ed got to hear today. The numerous moments of where I get to laugh my butt off at how horribly I've been injured in the past.
Yeah, there was a point where this man should have been Hamburger. And yeah, he walked out of it scratch-free.
Hell, there was one time, this is still one of the scariest moments of my life. I am in between two locomotives. Two 400,000-pound locomotives.
Mm-hmm.
They are knuckled together. They can only get so close. But they're stretched out as far as they could go while still being connected.
Yeah.
I'm in between hooking up the air. I have a red zone, so the engineer is not supposed to do anything involving the brakes or movement of the engine. He can get stuff ready, and that's about it.
Yeah.
He cuts the brakes.
Jeez.
And he cuts the brakes the wrong way, bleeding the air pressure out of the brake cylinders. Now, as some of you may know, I am not exactly short, at a whopping 6'1". I am jammed up in between these two locomotives because they are nose to nose with those big old sleds in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 6 inches of slack. I have my knee firmly pressed up against one and my ass firmly pressed up against the other one in order to reach the hoses and get the hoses out because they blew over and got stuck. I don't have 6 inches to spare. And no matter how strong people think I may be, I ain't stopping 400,000 pounds rolling into me. I jump the hell out of there, stumbling, falling on my face. Get on the radio. Yell at the guy. What the hell? I was in between there. Oh, it wasn't supposed to do that. I don't know why it did that. And not to, it's not a public channel, but people can listen in. Especially FRA. And the last thing we want is someone to get hit with an FRA fine, which is a federal fine of like $1,400 for violating a red zone. Personal fine.
Jeez.
And yeah, 14,000, not 1,400.
Wow.
If you did it on accident, you can and prove it. It's 7,000. Either way, it's not cheap. I go up there and I start yelling at this dude. What the hell? Blah, 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 blah. And everyone there knows me as this really mild manner. Like, no one ever talks about me. Everyone talks shit about everyone else. There's something about everyone else except for me. No one talks about me other than, dude, I want this dude on my crew. He doesn't whine. He doesn't bitch. He does his job, and he does it fast, and he does it safely. That's the only thing that's ever said about me. I go up there, and this dude who's like 5'3", kind of looks like an Ewok too. I mean, we named him Chirpa for a reason.
Oh, damn.
Chieftain of the Ewoks. And I just blew up in his face. Like, it would have killed me. There was not enough slack. But it could have shattered my bone. It could have done some damage. God forbid I was in a bad position and I fell and it could have ran over my leg. Now, I'm sorry, there is no saving a leg after 400,000 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. If there's a limited pool of luck, I am stealing from multiple people at this time in my life.
Well, what's that old saying? Luck favors the bold and... what is the second part of that? Luck favors the bold and the...
Stupid?
Well, I know that's a common one, but I didn't want to go that derogatory. But yes, look, foolish. Luck favors the bold and the foolish. Not saying that you were foolish, but you know,
Yeah.
because I'm sure it would have been very bad for him if he would have killed you. So there's the foolish part that I mean.
Oh, yeah, and it was also with my left leg, again, had been injured. That little four-wheeler story I told you about where I ran over my leg?
Yeah.
Left leg. Every time I've been hit as a pedestrian on a bike, all 4 times, well, 3 out of the 4 times because I can't remember the third.
Yeah.
I just remember waking up the next day and my bike was trashed and my grandparents told me, yeah, you got hit by a car.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Did I call or did I just come home? Yeah, you just came home. We just let you go back to bed. All right, cool. Thanks, Grandma. I'm good.
Jeez.
I love my grandparents. Like, don't get me wrong. I love them to death. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that are remaining. Grandma, you're not allowed to go. Like we said, 120. You got 50 years.
And you were just talking about how Elon's going into cybernetics. Maybe you should just sign up for that.
I have told many people, once cybernetics, like genuine, like good quality cybernetics become a thing, I am stabbing my way to the front of the line.
Yeah. No, I'll fully admit I'm at the point of go ahead and RoboCop me. Take my brain and just put it inside the machine.
I have been that way since like 12. So 19 years.
God, you're young.
Just remember, I'll catch up to you in 5 years.
Yeah, but I'll still be 5 years older.
I know, that'll make me happy.
God damn it.
Yeah. Father-son relationship.
Okay.
21st birthday. Get a phone call from my dad. Hi, Dad. Not happy birthday. Not how you doing. Not congratulations. You make me old. Alright, fuck you too.
I mean, yeah, dude.
But to be fair, that's
No, I mean, that's
apparently
still a
that
good
is
relationship. That's a healthy relationship.
apparently we have a very traditional Italian-American relationship.
There you go. No, I'm talking night. I'm talking like full replacement. Like only keep from like the chin up. You know, just plug myself into a robot and go from there.
Right?
I mean, if the ethics and the morals, or I guess maybe not the morals, but the thoughts of conscious uploading would actually say that it's me that got uploaded, not a copy of me, I might go for that. But I'm not quite sold on that. So I have to go with the, just put my head, damn it.
Ed, you gotta drink it.
Paint infused drink, why not?
After this, I got a story.
Okay, Knight, I'm a little bit worried that you're saying you just want a 4-chambered heart. Are we talking extra chambered or minus chambered?
Okay, so dear Mr. Googly is health-wise, like he's on his second pacemaker and he's younger than me.
Whoa.
Yeah. I saw a video on a for-sale commercial railgun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically it's a coil gun because it has multiple coils, not just one coil. And one of the warnings is because it does produce a very large electromagnetic field, anyone with like a pacemaker or sensitive electronics, don't stand near. Like, stay 50 feet away.
Because the EMP pops off?
Yep.
Dude.
I shared that to Googly Gook and said, "Look, I could kill you, not even aiming at you." I think I got a one-finger salute.
Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. That is insane.
What's that condition your sister has where all her organs are backwards? Like, instead of, like, cover your heart over here. Oops, sorry, peeps. It's over here. She can play dead, not even trying, just because they don't know where her heart is.
Wow, that's intense.
It's on the wrong side of the body, or something like that.
Dude. Now that's a little...
What?
Oh, yeah, you had watched it?
I was a little late to the draw there. No pun intended. Yes, that.
I'm not even going to try. And I went to school to be an astrophysicist. And I'm not even going to try and say that word.
He went to school to be an astrophysicist, and now he's playing games in the garage with me.
Those questions about, what will you really end up as an adult? Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to be an architect.
There you go.
I was state certified entry level in CAD, board drafting, and architecture by the time I left high school.
Wow.
In 2008.
What is freaking out and why? I keep hearing a clicking. Something is freaking out over there. All right. That's insane about your sister. I mean, I've heard of the condition where everything's reversed, but I don't actually know anybody. So now I do. That is crazy.
Right?
All right. We should probably pick up with the old man wanting to go swimming.
Where did we leave off?
So, the old man appeared back before the Jarl after his wife ran away, in rags, and said the great words of Oogly Oogly, Rocky Est, to confirm that, yes, even the dream stuff was real. And the old man looks towards him and goes, "My Jarl, why don't you join me for a swim?"
The old man, dressed in rags, walks up to the beach, slowly stripping off layers, leaving nothing but his skivvies. Starts swimming in the ocean. As the current is coming in, it should be impossible. Not even the sailboat, or not even the longboats, can fight the current. The Jarl, looking, feeling compelled,
Gotcha.
walks into the water, strips down, and starts swimming. The current is strong, but his muscles powering through, shocked and awed at his own ability, unknowing how he is doing this, swims after the old man, not knowing where he is going. Wow, I'm rhyming now. Jesus. Yep. Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome. The old man stops after they had gone some distance out into the ocean and points to the spear that the Jarl still held unconsciously, never letting go. Going, "That is a treasure you will not find easily. It gives you many benefits, but you must keep it from your enemies. Follow me, and I shall show you just a taste of what you face."
Oh, God.
What did you do to yourself? All I hear is popping and, "Oh, God."
Yeah, this always seals itself. Ugh.
Wow. Yeah, that's not fucking around.
I know, right?
Oh, God, I am getting old. I just pulled a muscle doing that. How the hell? Somebody save me. I'm so old.
Ed, I can't save you. I can't even save myself.
We're doomed. Somebody If you know where the location of the battle bunker is, send out.
Jeff, Googly Gook, we are relying on you. Come save us. It's a very short drive. You can make it in 42 hours.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
you can.
You can do it, man. We'll still be here. Willowing in pain. All right. So.
Oh, that's not getting open tonight.
Do I need to go get like some pliers or channel
No.
box or?
No, I'll work on that in the morning.
There you go. All right. So the old man pulls out a map of the world. Even the Jarl had not seen a map of the world. He'd only known a small portion. Well, I mean, you could have said something nice like, yeah, sure, I'm on my way. I mean, lie to us. Give us hope. But just to straight up say that's some harsh shit, man. Just wow. So the old man points towards the map and goes and says, yes, Jarl. You can see the fishy dark power that is starting to engulf the world, that spreads from here to there. Your small little kingdom, your small little world is nothing compared to what they're beginning. But the world is turning to you. Okay, I don't know about you, but I don't hold myself as a Christian.
Jeff, you know I'm not.
So, and I'm going to say that if you know him and you keep the kind of company we are, trying to hold to that is much like a certain ethnicity going into a barbecue place asking for bacon and burnt ends. So,
Hey, Jeff, send me some barbecue. I know you can cook it. You're Southern.
yeah. Oh, I do miss Southern barbecue. Ugh.
Well, North Carolina, that's Southern, right?
Oh, yeah, no. North Carolina, we very much claim, when I used to live there, we were part of the South. And you had great Southern food. Oh, I miss the Southern food. It's part of the reason why I'm the man I am today. Is I cook Southern food style.
So, my wonderful fiance,
yes,
loves, like, we got the best of both worlds.
Okay.
She's Southern.
Oh, yes.
From Tennessee.
Okay.
That's where she spent the first, 18, 19 years of her life.
Gotcha.
She knows how to cook Southern style.
Oh, you're killing me, man.
And then there's me. Very proud, very, very proud Italian American.
So,
Fourth generation born in the U.S.
So when you guys invited me down for a cookout, I mean, just I'm both and willing. I mean, I'll eat whatever you put in front of me at this point.
Oh, sounds good as chicken riggies. Rigatoni and a creamy wine red sauce.
Uh-huh. All right, so what do I got to send you, man? You tell me. We'll make this happen.
Oh, with the cost of my lasagnas, that'll cover for the both of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and decent lasagna. I'm dumping $50 down.
That's some lasagna.
Oh yeah, and where were we? Forgot on food. Oh yeah, chicken riggies.
Yeah,
rigatoni noodles and a creamy red wine sauce with ground pork and chicken with a mix of peppers, garlic, and if you like mushrooms, I don't like mushrooms, but it's in this really rich, thick, red, creamy sauce. Oh, God.
There. You sold. Just feed me, man. Feed me. I'm a poor white fat kid. Just food. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Should not be talking about food.
Yeah, I know. I'm like feeling it.
Next time I'll come up and I have the funds. I'll have to bring up a lasagna or stuffed shells.
Dude, I tell you what. You do that, and I'll grill some tomahawks.
Ooh. Breakfast burritos.
So I also have to admit, I'm a very simple kind of man. You give me some old style Southern buttermilk biscuits
Ooh,
and country gravy with sausage in it. Maybe put an egg on top of that. I'm your friend forever. I mean, just yeah.
keto chili.
Keto chili. Okay,
1 pound of beef, 1 pound of sausage, 1 pound of chorizo, 1 pound of kielbasa, about a 1/4 pound of bacon, garlic, spices galore, tomato sauce, tomato paste, and bone broth.
Okay.
You throw in some jalapenos, some serranos, and some habaneros, like no more than 4 of each for a large pot. And then once you get it cooked, you let it simmer for about 4 hours. Stirring, add a little bit of extra water.
I'll have my people reach out to your people. Okay, yeah. All right, so continue. By the way,
yeah,
my stomach is saying yes. My arteries are saying no, but continue.
So, oh man, like, and good old Googly Goog did not understand that I used butter in my cooking. He thought Southerners did, and I proved them wrong.
No, I will admit Italians can put Southerners' use of butter to the test, but the Southerners do have the advantage that we still sneak lard in, not just butter, but actual real lard. Because I tell you what, you have not had good fries, just basic French fries, until they have been cooked for about 2 minutes in lard.
Oh man,
it is so good.
I feel the heart attack coming on.
I mean, I won't deny that either. But I mean, just even that simplistic dish. Then you imagine everything else you can deep fry in lard, and yeah, it just goes downhill from there. Like we're talking full-on Homer Simpson donuts. And yes, donuts in lard. Holy shit.
Oh god. Yeah, I can feel the heart attack just talking.
Yeah. No kidding. All right. Okay, so old guy map, ocean. Apparently we're going back to the Queen. So even though we said that the Queen was never heard from again, the fates have decided we need to talk more about her.
The Queen running through the forest, feeling betrayed, feeling as her love was never real, as her passion, as her joy was only a lie, runs through the forest, gets lost, does not know where she is at. She's grown up in these woods for all her life. She knows them like the back of her hand. She looks around, not understanding, where am I? Where am I? The woods are unfamiliar. The trees change. The weather changes. All yours.
The trees change. The woods change. And she comes across a male elf, gagging and choking. She looks down at him. And even though she is hurt, she still is the queenly woman she always was. And I'll have to check out that Lost Ark game. But, so she reaches down to try and help. And she sees all the water that has become mud around this poor elf, as it still struggles for breath. She asks it, "Where's your home? How are you so far from home?" And it just lets out a long croak. Googly googly.
Acquiesce.
Rockiest.
Where am I getting acquiesce from?
Because we're touching on Latin at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that I ever took Latin.
Well, I was actually really impressed that he had said est, because that's usually either German or Latin. So, I mean, it really worked out well.
Yeah.
And she swears she'd heard this before, somehow, somewhere. Googly googly. Rocky S. And the elf finally stutters one last breath and collapses into the mud. Distraught, the queen looks around. Not wanting to be taken for a thief, she quickly steps away. Yes, sea elves, those damn sea elves. Steps away from the sea elves. And starts to run further and further into the woods. She looks up at the sky, and through the trees, she can see that day quickly turns to night. Night quickly turns to day. And what should only be a matter of minutes, she sees the sky change from light to dark, light to dark, light to dark. I'll let you pick that up.
As the day changes far too rapidly, the trees start to decay. The air around her is stale and putrid with the smell of decay and disease. She gags at the smell. She hears the sounds of cries. She smells the pain of she smells the diseased flesh all around her. Unknowing what she is to do, she runs and runs.
Suddenly she bursts out of the forest and finds a pavilion of colored tents, surrounded by people in colorful clothing, jugglers dancing around, clowns doing tricks, and merry people laughing and throwing little tidbits towards the actors and players. Totally confused on how she'd gotten here. How could she have gone from a place of such wretched smell and disease to what looks to be such an inspiring place of happiness? I mean, we could go with Germanic Jarl. I don't see a problem with that.
I mean, to be fair, Jarls are kind of dramatic anyway.
That's true. She stumbles and nearly trips and falls as she sees all of these happy people in such a contrast to the disease. And then she smells it. Just a small lingering. That sea, but not the good kind of sea smell. That rotten sea smell. As one of the people walks past her and into the forest. And slowly, the colors around the pavilion start to dim and fade. And the people start to look more and more sickly. And that bad sea smell starts to permeate the air. It starts to permeate her skin. She feels it all around her. It's choking in her throat. Yes. It's almost like low tide, and all the rotten fish there stuck upon the shore that have been there rise up. Gagging, she watches the pavilions fall and turn to dust. The women and children turn screaming as slowly their bodies wither and rot away in front of them. In the center of the pavilion, she sees a dark bottle with just noxious green and purple gas pouring out from it. And I'll let you pick it up.
She approaches the bottle. Although disgusted, she feels compelled. She senses something is in there, something that is important. She does not know what it could be. She only understands that what it is going to be both terrifying and exhilarating. She walks up to the bottle, opens it up. She sees a thick, viscous fluid. It slowly changes colors from a putrid green to a disgusting brown to a viscous red, and slowly back around. She looks into this, entranced, not knowing what it is or why. She cannot take her eyes off of it. As she slowly leans in closer and closer, unknowing what is going on, why. She is so entranced with this bottle, this thing of corruption. As she approaches, she hears the screams of pain and suffering, the screams of those diseased, of those fighting for their lives. She gets closer and closer. She hears her name, or a name, or something. She does not know. She hears something behind her. As she gets closer and closer, the screams get louder, and she feels more and more compelled. She is just about, her face is almost touching the liquid. She snaps back to reality. A woman grabbing her back and grabbing her and pulling her back out of the tent, screaming, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Don't you know? Don't you know what this is?" Oh.
The woman's hands become tangled in the queen's hair, trying to pull her away from this dangerous place, this dangerous vision. Slowly, ever so slowly, the queen feels, maybe not her body, maybe she was never actually there. Maybe it was her spirit, her presence, getting pulled back away from the pavilion, away from the sight. All those people rotting away, with the bottle letting out the noxious fumes. And suddenly she's back into the forest. And there's a woman standing with her hands tangled in her hair, yelling for the queen's name, telling her to come back. Come back. The queen gasps and cries out, "What was this? Where am I? What did I see?" And the lady, who actually was a dwarf, a pretty tall dwarf, but still a dwarf, releases the queen's hair from her hands. Goes, "You wee lass, you shouldn't go traipsing in the forest of dreams like that." That was more of a leprechaun than a dwarf. I'm going to take a shot for that.
We really went a little sideswiped on that culture there. The Nordic hears, "Wee lass."
Wee lass. But I was trying to do a higher, but I can't do a higher octave and still keep a dwarf.
I love how you automatically assume dwarves are Irish.
Dude, you got to blame, not Irish, Scottish, like just that, yeah. But you got to blame Tolkien.
True.
Because Tolkien always described dwarves as that kind of... Yeah. I blame Tolkien all the way for that.
One of those books I cannot just get through. It's a great story, but man, that's a hard read.
It is. It can be, definitely. I know I have actually only pushed myself through all 3 books in one kind of marathon. Like, I haven't picked up other books maybe twice in my whole life. Other times I'll get halfway through one of the books and go, okay, I don't think I can stand reading about how the road to Tom Bombadil's house was covered in leaves for 5 pages, and then the Battle for Helm's Deep is 3. There's only so much I could do here.
Tolkien, prioritize, my man, prioritize.
Well, and I love Tolkien and stuff like that, but seriously, there was times where I was like, dude, I can only handle so much here.
So, I have never been able to read all the way through the books. I have read The Hobbit. I have tried several times to get through Lord of the Rings. I just cannot do it. But it also took me like 3 attempts, and the last attempt, 4 attempts to get through Dune, the first book.
Okay, yeah. Frank Herbert and Tolkien could definitely take some lessons from, just because you can say it with 100 words doesn't mean you don't have to say it with 100 words. Sometimes it's okay to say it with a couple. Though they're nowhere near as bad as Anne Rind. Oh my God. That woman, if you can say it in one word, she wants to try and say it in 5,000.
Oh, man.
If you ever read The Fountain or Atlas Shrugged, which I definitely suggest, because if there isn't an interesting biopic of today's world,
Right?
yeah.
Or all the cult groups that came from Atlas Shrugged. Oh, that is entertaining.
Yeah. Audiobooks are great. As towards your question tonight, there's a reason why everything has Scottish now, including why this man is wearing a kilt, because it's just better that way.
So, speaking of Scottish and kilts,
Yeah.
my uncle is a very proud Irishman.
Oh.
Very proud.
Yeah.
My sister just got her DNA tested.
Uh-oh.
And there's definitely distinctive traits from both Ireland and Scotland.
Yeah.
Like, my ex has both on her side. My sister did not have any traits from Ireland.
Oh, how the hell did that happen?
Because my family's a McBride, and my grandfather, may he forever stay dead and buried, not exactly the greatest dude,
Yeah.
was a runaway. He was a twin of like 4 sets and like 12 children in total.
Jesus.
And that's what he has said, but we don't know his real name. We only know the name he went by, which was Bob McBride.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, if anyone watches Rodeo, they'll probably recognize that name. And yes, that is that Bob McBride. Rodeo champ. He was a kind of a POS father and grandfather. But, yeah, so we want to send my uncle, the very proud Irishman, a kilt.
Hey. Well, Irish actually wore kilts too. And then as towards that, if you want a kilt, let's do a sad little fashion show. These kilts, UT kilts, have great pockets on the outside. You don't have to deal with the ball purse. You can have your keys, you can have your wallet. Nothing wrong with the ball purse. It's just I can't walk with it. I start to feel this ball purse swinging back at me, and I cringe every step. utkilts.com. In fact, let me...
Yeah, there's one I want from some company starting with a V. They're like luxury clothes, basically. And they have a really nice side pockets and everything. You can get the attachable ball purse if you want.
Yeah.
But it's black with red underneath.
Oh, nice.
And the... what are the folds called?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's black and red, or red and black. And it's not like I like the color red or anything.
No, not at all. But the nice thing is if you go to UT Kilts, the average cost of a kilt that's utility is like $60. So compared to some of these other places that want like $400 or $500, you can get one of these kilts that I'm wearing. That's great. It breathes well. It handles all kinds of stuff. Like they make it for like average working day people, like construction, that kind of stuff. Yeah, for $60, it's an awesome deal.
Yeah, and as long as things go to plan, you better have one by October.
Yep.
Because hopefully,
yeah,
conditions permit. That is the wedding date or the ceremony date.
Dude, congrats.
Yeah,
it'll be nice.
After saying she'd never get married, she proposed to me.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Like 5 minutes before I could propose to her. Wow, that almost sounded really wrong.
I mean, do her, propose to her.
One and the same.
Yeah, one and the same. I mean, just tell me that you pulled off being able to pull out the ring without or actually dropping it like somebody else we knew. I'm not naming names or pointing out anybody at all.
Yeah, we haven't gotten the rings yet, but we aren't getting traditional rings. We're doing ear cuffs.
Hey, I like that.
She wants a coin slot.
All right, you're gonna have to tell me what that is. I'm a little. I'm a little lost.
I'll do one better. I'll traumatize you.
Traumatize me away on live TV. Do it.
Let's see. There we go. Coin slots.
Oh, okay. I get what you're talking about now.
So it's
That's
just
not traumatizing.
Yeah, she wants, a coin slot. I told her maybe for the 5-year.
I mean, there you go. Anniversary things.
Right? Recommit our love. Have a chunk of our tissue removed.
There you go. I mean, I've seen weirder wedding traditions in the world. Thank you, Discovery Channel.
Yes, thank you, Discovery Channel. So many questions answered. I don't think I wanted half of those questions answered.
Let's all be honest. If there's, some of the stuff we watched as kids on Discovery Channel, we really didn't want the answers to. And if that was shown today in today's classrooms, our teachers would have been fired. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to go what my teacher should have been fired for.
Yeah, dude. So much wrongness. Yes. All right. Got about 9 minutes before the next ad break. I don't know about you, but I am running out of steam myself.
I got these washed. I need to get this open for the final step once these dry, which is going to take like 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So, and I am running out of steam. It's been a long day.
It has been a very long day. So I tell you what we're going to do is we'll stop with the Dwarven Lady and the Queen. Next time we do this, we'll pick it up from there. Thank you guys for participating and helping out and sitting here with us while we do all of this crazy shit. Always appreciate it. If you're watching this with us, please make sure you're following. If you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, we would love to have your subscription. It'll help finish remodeling this shed up into a full production facility. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. That's always nice as well. You guys have a great night. And, oogly oogly. Rocky Ash. Have a good one, y'all.
Aliens come. They find this little shed after the apocalypse.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oogly oogly Rocky.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to have a laser engraved. So we're going to have that for sale on the channel store. And we're also going to have, my daughter said the most damnedest awesome thing. She apparently turned to my wife. Something was broken. She was holding a corn dog for lunch. She's like, Daddy can fix it. Daddy's strong, like my corn dog. So that's getting laser engraved on a wood round.
Oh,
we're going to
man.
sell that on the channel store too. You guys have a great night.
Have a good one. Talk to you later.
Oh, fix the TV. Yeah, our TV, I told you about that. Our TV went out. And it was the 2 days of utter darkness for our children without having any TV. And she had said that. She's like, Daddy's strong. He can fix it. Strong like my corn dog. Yeah. All right. Have a good night.